Reverse, graft, flatten, and simplify are useful tools to manage the data structure of our tree. So how do we use them? Let's use, for example, a component called series. And what this series do is taking a start number, a count of elements inside the list, and a step between each number. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. If we change the step, so with right click, we change the set number, we can either insert the number here, for example 2, or we can use a slider and connect it here. And as you can see, we have now a step between numbers of 2, so 0, 2, 4, and so on. So if we right click on the output of our component, we see that we have reverse, flatten, graft, and simplify. And let's start with the first one because it's the easiest one. It basically takes the list and reverse it. So if I click, you can see that now my index 0 is 18 and my last index is 0. What about graft, flatten, and simplify? These three, we can either right click and click on them inside this component, or we can go to set, tree, and choose between graft tree, simplify tree, and flatten. So let's use them outside our component. So let's start with the graft tree. And what the graft tree do is taking the list and putting each element inside its own list. So the complexity of the tree basically increased by 1. And as you can see, it's just partitioning the list so that each component goes inside its own list. Flatten is actually the opposite of graft. So it takes every single element inside its own list and put them together in one list. So if we connect the graft tree inside our flatten tree and we see what's going to happen, as you see, we have now all the elements inside one list. What about simplify? Simplify actually takes the complexity of the tree. So here we have 3 elements and reduces the complexity to the lowest possible. And basically he's just trying to compare all the elements that he finds from the lowest information on my data tree and use that as a simplifying tree. So if we connect here, you can see that this 0 is referring to the simplified version of that data tree structure. You might not understand how to use them properly, but in the next video, I'm going to show you another tool to manage data structure and also make a few examples on flatten, simplify, graft, and reverse so you can better understand. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any doubt, as always, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.